Doris's House Guest is a pretty good episode of the Doris Day Show. This is the 20th episode of the 4th season. It's directed by Bruce Bilson, and as always, there will be spoilers from now as I go through the episode and share some thoughts. I won't go through it scene by scene, but I'll talk a little bit about what happens. And I will say before I get in with the narrative, we have Mr. Jarvis back, which I love, and we have a rather peculiar moment where he visits Doris, telling her to keep the noise down, as always, and then he listens, and he hears that his neighbour has put on a TV show. And that TV show is the Doris Day Show. That's so... It just really threw me for a second that on the Doris Day Show, they're talking about the Doris Day Show, and I find that to be really mind-boggling, actually, and I rather liked it, and he sings a bit of Que Sera Sera, and so does Doris, and it's really delightful. The main narrative focuses on the fact that Colonel Fairbairn's sister-in-law has been left at the altar, so she needs some comfort and support, and Cy Bennett basically volunteers Doris, and Thelma, played by Barbara Hale, ends up staying with Doris. But while she's there, she meets Mr. Jarvis, and they seem to get on quite well. And not only that, but her former fiancé, who left her at the altar, may want some time with her as well. And I will say no more than that. I know I said spoilers. I won't say what happens at the end. But, well, on the one hand, it feels kind of unbelievable. I don't believe Thelma was emotional in the way that I think she would have been, particularly as she'd been engaged for 15 years and then got left at the altar. And if I were her in that position, maybe this is just me, but I feel like I would have been more of a wreck, and I don't think I would have been as open to Mr. Jarvis's friendliness. But maybe that's just me. But aside from that, it's an entertaining story. It works really well. I love Mr. Jarvis as a character. I think he's absolutely brilliant, and his role in this is really good fun. And the mention of the Doris Day Show was, well, it threw me, but I liked it. Good story, well executed, great supporting characters. Doris Day was an absolute delight, of course, and I have no complaints. I'm quite happy because the last few episodes of the Doris Day Show have been really, really strong. And I say this after quite a few episodes of the 4th season that have been a little bit weak. But this one, not too bad at all. Very happy with it. Definitely found it very enjoyable. Sure, I don't necessarily think Thelma was behaving in the way that I would have expected for somebody who just had such horrible heartache. But everybody's different, I guess. Doris's House Guest is certainly an interesting episode. Great to see Mr. Jarvis back. Definitely one that I enjoyed.